Homelessness in Hawaii is out of control. There's more homeless people here per capita than any other state now. I drove to all 4 islands, and there's people sleeping on the streets everywhere. On Oahu, the entire western side of the island is covered in trash and tents. What the hell? There's people living in drainage ditches in downtown Honolulu. I walked through a camp with hundreds of people who have been living in a thrown-together village for years now. On Maui, they line the waterways. And then I found another village on Maui where there are some structures that are unbelievable. What? People can't afford it here. And also drugs and booze. Hawaii's just like the mainland. What happened to America? This is not paradise, people.
First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. All to Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. Yeah, paradise. There's homelessness in paradise. America is the first world country, and there's homelessness in what we would consider paradise. And to show you that America is done, is through, that the homelessness is skyrocketing. All right. Here it is. When you're supposed to take care of the obvious small folk, they're supposed to have everything that is needed. And what's given? Like the elder bro put, democracy. This is democracy for you. This is capitalism for you. All right. This is straight up capitalism. So homelessness in Hawaii, homelessness is all over the United States of America. I see that's an old clip, but it's still relevant, because the simple fact is, with all the things that's happening, the government shutdown, all these things where people has and not having any longer, losing their jobs right and left, you could clearly see something is brewing. All right. And that thing that is brewing is the utter destruction of America. America was a beacon of light to the world, and now that light is dimming. And that beacon was the falsehood of, like, this strategy works, but the strategy never works, because it's not, this whole world was built on a lie. Okay, so hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is counting the numbers of Babylon, and that number is dwindling. You know, everybody's gonna realize a place that was considered to be paradise is really hell. All right. Matter of fact, let me start with this one. Joel 2. I just want to go to the point. And it's talking about the missiles, but this is what's seen before. It says, right, Joel 2 and 3, a fire devoureth before them. And it's talking about the missiles. So when the missiles coming out the silo, the missile propels, it ignites, so the fire engulfs the whole entire thing. So when Joel's seeing, he's seeing these things being shot out with fire. It says, and behind them a flame. So the missile is launched, and you see a flame, a smoke that comes. Right? It says the land is as the Garden of Eden. And why is the land as Garden of Eden? Because the land is talking about America, because it's paradise. Eden is equivalent to paradise. So it could be from Hawaii to Wyoming to I'm thinking of a place that we don't talk about. Tulsa, Florida, to Maine, the mainland. Okay, all of this landmass, and I mentioned Hawaii for a reason, but Hawaii is gonna be not gonna be destroyed, but Hawaii was like a standard bearer, right? But all the mainland is like paradise. This is why you could get anything that you want at any time, at any place, at one period of time. Here in New York City, if you're hungry in the middle of the night, you can go out there and get whatever your soul desires because stores will be open. That's not for the majority of the nation, but and everything's easy accessible. Okay, and yeah, we all do complain about starvation, poverty, and so forth, but things are easy, and there's a lot of greenery. There's everybody's consolidate into cities, right? But the majority of there's a lot of land mass that's not being used. There's a lot of farmland. Okay, so there's a lot of greenery around here, and when this Esau came to this side of the world, it was luscious. It was booming. So yeah, this place has been as Eden, paradise. This is that land that was spoken of in the Old Testament. Well, actually, New Testament, when the Lord's talking about the uttermost part of the earth. All right. And then when you go to Second Ezra, it's talking about a land that no man dwelt in. Ashereth. This is that land. Okay. And when Esau got here, it became infested. They said that there was no roaches. There was no, I believe there probably was field mice, but there was no diseases until the Europeans came to this place. And when they came, they destroyed it. But yet, from that point on, it was still a form of paradise. It says, before them and behind them, a desolation, a wilderness, yeah, nothing shall escape them. So when the missiles hit, this whole entire land of America is going to be a desert. All right, it's going to be a desert. But the point is, it's been a paradise. It's been a monumental place where people could lay their hat on. And during this whole process of time, what's been happening? The people of the land, the indigenous people of the land, of the lands, has been oppressed. Matter of fact, Micah 2:1, it says, woe to them that devises iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Divisive meaning plan. So they plan out this thing that we all accustomed to, that which is the New World Order, to take people's resources, to take people's actual things that's real value, and in return give people nothing. So there's a land grab to this day, to this moment. And it wasn't, the land grab is not talking about ancient how they stole Gad's land. No, it's happening at this very moment. Why? Because they want to bring in a new world order, which consists of, like Carl Schwab said, you shall own nothing and be happy. All right. And it says, and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. So they put this thing into, it says, when the morning is light. So they can't think, the higher ups of the society can't go to sleep without finding a way to screw everybody over. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of the hand, because they put it in law. There's certain laws that they put in where if you commit a crime, they could take your property. That wasn't by accident. Okay? They covet fields, meaning they take things that other people have. That's why the whole thing with the whole Maui situation, they hurry up and grab landmass because after that destruction, and that was a practice back then. They said take them by violence and the houses, and they take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. So this devil has a lot to pay for what he done unto the people of the earth. He takes their land and put his name on it, and he oppressed them, the indigenous people of those particular lands. This is why the Lord is going to come back to release those that are in prison, and that prison is under Esau. So with that being said, real quick through the spirit, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.